Hey guys, and welcome to Little Blackbird 91. We are giving you guys a review on Ready to Love, and we're talking specifically about the fact that Phil has been caught up in the game. And actually, this kind of speaks to something that I said, I think last season, where I said the Ready to Love show will make any good guy turn into a bad guy if he's not going to be able to make a decision very early, because having too much choice inevitably gives us too much power and inevitably leads to an inactivity of choice. So we're going to discuss a little bit about Phil's decision making in this episode, and discuss whether Phil is that good guy or that nice guy that I normally talk about, right? And delve a little bit deeper into the subject. So if you're new to the channel, do me a favor, like it, share, subscribe, click on the bell button for notification of uploads. We appreciate you guys. Stay locked and stay loaded. I know, guys, stay hydrated. Really stay hydrated. I'm in Ghana, it's hot. Unfortunately, because I'm in Ghana, I can't actually do the whole video camera stuff, but I can do recordings. So let's talk a little bit about what you guys saw on Ready to Love. And dealing with Phil on the show, what we kind of see with Phil is him having obviously options with Shiloh. He has options with Aisha at one point. He has options with Sydney. He has options with Tasia at one point. And I think in the early stages, like we said, we're seeing some, I believe, great characteristics from Phil. We have glowing reports from the ladies as well concerning Phil's conduct and behavior seemingly. And so we come up to this particular episode and we get to see Phil, who now has a conversation with Sydney and Shiloh within this episode. And what's really key for me is how he dealt with a specific issue. And I want to just go to that particular part where it was, Shiloh did ask him about, well, she actually said to him that, he is her strongest connection. And I'll go a little bit deeper into this when I do an individual video between Shiloh and Phil. But she said, he is her strongest connection. Now, one of the most difficult things now about having the power to have different options really comes from the fact that when you're in that situation, you've got to be so integral, because now you have, number one, hearts on the line, but two, everybody's watching you. And so, for instance, even we've got Phil now in this game, and I've said this before, there is nobody that comes out clean from the show on Ready to Love. Either you are and when I say clean as in, you can't have the squeaky clean profile, because because in the sense of this game that's put onto you in the system of Ready to Love. So now Phil, in order to, if Phil made some mistakes here. Let me not sugarcoat it. Phil, I believe, has made a mistake here, and the mistake here wasn't in the past episodes. The mistake was in this episode dealing with Shiloh. She asked him a very specific question. Well, I keep saying question. I don't think it was a question. She made a statement, and in response, his response to what she said was to kiss her. Now, that is a deflective technique that is used to shut people up, right? We saw it last season with AJ when he kissed Alexis, right? It is a gameplay tactic, right? Up until this point, I believe Phil has been quite integral. We don't have any other information pointed to something else. So for me, I'm inclined to say, do you know what? I think this might be a blip in the road for Phil, right? But again, I am saying I'm inclined to say that because having learned from past experiences of defending men and women on various shows like this, I have been wrong. So I'm open to saying that this could be me going out on a limb, but I'm open to the fact that I could be wrong. What I've seen for the past few weeks with Phil has been somebody who has seemingly had some upstanding character in terms of where he's dealt with a woman. He's not said anybody who's number one. He's kept it open to go through the process, which is what Shiloh was trying to tell Tyrone she needed to do. Now, Phil here on this instance kissed Shiloh. And again, at first, you know me, I don't really like this whole kissing stuff people be doing, right? But I'm not going to hold him to the flame for kissing. I'm going to hold him to the flame for kissing Shiloh when the situation was brought up about what is your connection like? Because that then stopped the whole conversation around it, right? And so I'm sure Shiloh probably saw that and knew that it was probably a play, but maybe we didn't get to see that because it was edited out. So for me, just seeing that part from Phil, I'm disappointed. Now, you guys already know I don't talk about what I talk about with contestants and those who are on the show. I've spoken with Phil numerous amounts of times. But irrespective of whether I've spoken to him or not, what I've seen on the screen, I'm going by what I see on the screen, right? And unfortunately, what I've seen on the screen has been bad boy behavior from Phil, has been the player code behavior on this episode, solely in that moment. I don't hold him to be a player for having Sydney on his side or bringing Sydney late in. That has got nothing to do. That is part of the game. That's part of Ready to Love. We are open to connecting, and there is no end to the connecting until the show is done. So no one can hold Phil to the flame for that. However you feel, if you feel like Shiloh has been rocking with him from the beginning, how can he do this to Shiloh? It doesn't matter. Because at the end of the day, it's Ready to Love, and it's been a game show from the very beginning. And you have choice to have choices, okay? Whether I agree with it or not, right? The issue here is that once now Shiloh had said how she felt about the situation, Phil's got a decision to make. And I said this weeks ago. I said, we will know the test of the character and the person when the question is asked that the person wants you. And what do you say? Now, you guys know this. I talk to you guys about this all the time. PEW, position, expectation, wants. Phil's not getting 3 out. He is not getting scot-free today. He's got smoke coming from my end. Okay, I think he's a great guy, but he's got smoke coming from my end, right? And the reason is because once the PEW was established, position meaning where do you personally stand, expectation meaning what do you expect, and the W is always from the other person, what do they want? Once Shiloh said, you know what, you're my strongest connection, I think she asked the question as well around what his connection was like. At that moment, what he should have done would have been like, hey, look, Shiloh, at this moment, I can't tell you who's my strongest. I can't say who's my strongest. I can tell you that you're one of my strongest because I want to go through the process and to the end, right? Now, once he said that, that's his want, that's his W. Once he said that, Shiloh has then a decision to make in response to his communication. But he doesn't give her the opportunity by kissing her. Now, here's another thing. Shiloh is a grown-ass woman, and so the game can't be played on you it shouldn't be played to you at that age as we come into experience and maturity due to what we experience in life. But that's not everybody's experience. I have to be open to that. And I can't say 100% that's what it should be. What I have to say is that I would hope that at the age of Shiloh and other women being at that age, they're more wiser in the dealings of men. But I cannot put that on them 100% with women or men, right? We should know that, but it might not be the case. So when the kiss happened from Phil, that is a form of communication that may send a signal to Shiloh to make her feel that he's answered the question without answering the question. Ladies, pay attention. Man, them, pay attention. If I ask you a question directly, I expect an answer back. If I say, I love you, do you love me? And you kiss me, I am going to ask you again, do you love me? I can't deal with the whole kiss situation. I'm going to ask you, do you love me? Because that's the most important part of what we're dealing with in this moment. And so because he didn't answer that question, Charlotte should have asked another question, again, to prompt him to give an answer. Because a kiss isn't an answer here in this particular context and instance. And in fact, what the kiss does is it seals a deal for the person to, lie to themselves to say, actually, I heard what he said, and that's what he said. No, that's not what he said. He didn't say that. So Phil's got smoke coming my way because he has acted disingenuously in this moment. I think I'm going to offer a theory, and you may disagree, and you can comment in the comment section. And I'm going to go on a limb again because I feel like his past 2 weeks have not shown me somebody of bad character, and we've not heard from the cast anything about bad news from Phil. So just dealing with Phil, what I'm seeing is somebody that's gone over his head, right? Has got too choked up on the options that he has, okay, and has tried to be coy about it and not stay true to the process by just saying to them again, hey, look, I don't agree with that. By kissing her, what he actually was saying to her was like, I want you. And you shouldn't say that because that's not what you really want, right? Because you now got a connection with Sydney, and you're weighing up your options, right? Now, I don't really like this whole, because the kiss thing came because of the question that was asked. That's why I have a problem. If the kiss thing came out, I wouldn't have liked it, but I wouldn't have been cussing about it because it wasn't in direct relation to a question. This kiss was in direct relation to a question, which was direct. And we know Shiloh's direct, right? So, Phil, gotta say it again, bro. You messed up big time on this time, right? And you got in over your head, and instead of being integral in this moment, which you have been, I feel like, in the past few weeks, instead of being integral, you chose to go to player ways. You folded under pressure and you crumbled, and you sent Shiloh down into the sunken place because you've ended up kissing her, and she's got two choices to make. Either lie to herself and pretend as if the kiss means the actual communication, or she's going to have to make a stern choice now and walk away. And that makes it very difficult, right? But you should have been communicating through words and not through lips, through lips on lips. That's the honest truth. I like Phil, but I'm going to say it again, bro. You messed up big time. Right? And by the end of this, I believe you're going to have to offer Shiloh an apology. I think so. Because you ended up kissing her and you didn't need to. Right? I don't care that you kissed 2 girls or 3. I care about the fact that you kissed her at a particular time and junction in your conversation, which is what makes it a play away. And it's disappointing. Right? Because we held you in high regard. So, yeah. Anyway, listen, ladies and gentlemen, like, share, subscribe, click on the bell button for notification of uploads. We appreciate you guys. Stay locked and stay loaded. We will speak to you guys very, very soon. Appreciate you. Love.